What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a little bit of Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, I've been debating whether or not I'm going to do much with this game in terms of YouTube, because this is kind of my fun game right now, where I'm just having a blast playing through the game and doing a few things here and there. But I decided, I think I'll just do some videos now and then whenever I do some cool stuff in the game or encounter some neat open world things. So today, this is actually going to be my first high dragon kill. In single player mode. This unlocks the Wyrmslayer achievement, which is a bronze level achievement for killing your first dragon, and it's took a little bit to get this. I'll explain a little bit while I'm going through the fight here. But basically, you're going to start at the Dusklight camp and head a little bit to the north through a cave. And if you're coming through here the first time, you'll see the dragon kind of sitting in the right-hand corner. She'll take off and fly down and start destroying you with fireballs, so you need to keep moving through this area. Eventually, when you get to the back of the area, the dragon will land and you can fight it. The first time I actually encountered this dragon, I was on my warrior character. I think I was like level 4, and I was like so excited, like, holy crap, there's a dragon, that I didn't even notice like the first fireball that hit me, and it pretty much one-shot the entire team. She does pretty ridiculous fire damage here, but this is, I think, the second time I fought the dragon. The first time I fought her, I did not do so great. I got her down to about a quarter health, and then she wiped my team a few times, and I couldn't get it done. So this was the second attempt here, and I changed the party up a little bit. I'm using, actually, this is my level 12 rogue archer. I've got several characters I'm actually playing through at one time, which is that's how addicting this game is right now. And I've got Vivian and Solas, who are both mages, and then I also have Blackwall, who is a warrior. I'm using him as my tank. And you can see the Ferelden Frostback is the name of the dragon. This is, I guess, the first dragon you can encounter. This is in the hinterlands, and you saw the map at the earlier part, kind of where you need to go. Now, you also do kind of need to kill this dragon, because there is an ocularum in this area that you can get, and you can get 4 more shards. But if you don't kill the dragon, it's going to be kind of tough, because while you're using that ocularum, she'll fly around and just continually fireball you, just like you see here. Now, I'm actually commentating after I got the gameplay here. I was just a little too intense for me to be doing commentary at the same time. One thing I will say is these battles are pretty fun. They're pretty intense. You go through a lot. You have to think very quickly, and I'm going to apologize in advance because I am really not that good at this game yet, and I completely suck using the tactical view. It's something I'm still trying to get used to doing in terms of controlling the party, so there's going to be a couple times in the video here where I do kind of stumble a bit, and there's even a part of it where I do have to kind of hide back towards the back of the map to get my party revived. But like I said, this is my first dragon kill, and I'm sure I'll get better at these as time goes on, but this was still... it was frustrating at times. It was fun at times. I have to give BioWare a lot of credit for designing these dragons so that they're not pushovers. I don't know what level she actually is, but I think I'm level 12 here. I do get up to level 13 by the time I'm done killing her. But still, when you come through here at level 5 and 6, you're just going to get crushed. I think people have beat this at like level 10, but for me, even being at level 12, this is pretty difficult. You go through potions like water, especially if your teammates or your party members are using them. I'm trying to have Blackwall tank the dragon. He's a really good tank, probably the best so far between Cassandra and Iron Bull. Iron Bull to me he's good, but he's not very tanky. Cassandra's pretty good, but I've just found Blackwall to be the best tank so far if you're using the party members. Then I have Vivian and Solas basically set up so they're spamming barrier, and Vivian can revive as well. And Solas has a lot of frost damage. Now this dragon, I believe, is weak to frost. I've noticed that I was getting a lot of frost criticals. On my bow, I have it with a frost rune equipped there, so there's a couple of things you can do to kind of help yourself in this fight, but quite honestly, I'm not an expert at it, so don't take my advice too seriously. So it's kind of an amateur attempt at I just wanted to actually try the dragon fight and see what it was like. And like I said, I got to give a lot of credit to BioWare here, because this is one of those boss battles where it's like you go through all those different emotions. You're frustrated, and you got to learn the mechanics of it. You got to learn how to, like, dodging the fireballs she shoots at you. Oh, it just took me a while to get that down, and it's really annoying, because if one of those fireballs hits you, or she does that little flamethrower attack right there, it just like completely wrecks your squad. So you have to kind of learn. It may take you a few times if you haven't done this before. You may die a couple of times, but once you finally do get it learned and you get into the fight and you're able to take her down, it is very gratifying and very satisfying. But kind of in a hilarious moment you'll see towards the end is I actually kill the dragon and she falls and she dies and I get the achievement. And I'm running around looking and I'm picking up all this loot from the dragonlings that she summons. And I'm like, where's the loot from killing the dragon? Like, I go over to where she died and it's like, there's no loot. There's no loot thing. There's nothing. I'm like, did it glitch? Did it go through the map? Do I just not get any loot? I'm like, is this like killing a Destiny boss and you don't get anything for all that work? And so I walked around, and finally I was heading back. I kind of gave up and was walking out of the area, and I had cut the video off already and was like, okay, that sucks. Well, at least I got the dragon kill. That was like the happy part. But as I was walking back out of the valley to go back to the camp, I noticed this giant skull sitting on a rock, and I walked up to it and it was like, oh, loot, And so apparently the dragon loot drops wherever you are standing at the time, not where the dragon dies. So I did get loot. I got quite a bit of loot. You'll actually see at the end of the video, and it was pretty good loot. It actually made it very worthwhile to take this dragon down. I got a lot of crafting materials. I got some cool purple level gear. Very exciting. But again, a very interesting fight and sort of difficult at times. Like I said, you can see here, she shoots these fireballs, and these just wreck your team completely if you don't get out of the way. You got to use a tactical view to move your party. The one thing I will say about this game so far is the AI is incredibly stupid. And I don't know if that depends on what level you're playing it on, but the AI just does not seem to really do very well in some of the bigger boss fights. You do have to use this tactical view. I found it's a lot more helpful to try this, but again, I'm still not great with it. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it more effectively because I'm used to more of a faster pace where you're like in Mass Effect where you're just going around and you're, killing stuff in the fights and your teammates are pretty much doing their own thing. The AI in Mass Effect was pretty solid for the most part. Not like here. Here you got to constantly be on top of what your teammates are doing unless you're just fighting regular mobs, in which case they usually take care of it pretty quickly. But so I'm still learning, get the hang of this tactical view, so I do apologize for kind of the rough gameplay here and there. I usually don't. That's one of the reasons I was kind of hesitant to start uploading Dragon Age stuff is because, like I said, I'm still learning how to play the game. I'm still learning how the crafting works. I'm still learning how a lot of stuff in the game it functions. But the nice thing is, like, I do enjoy these kind of games where there's really not much hand-holding, and you do kind of have to figure things out on your own through trial and error, and you kind of just have to go into the crafting area and play around with it. Like, I didn't notice here, this dragon has this attack, this vortex attack. She basically flaps her wings and draws you in, and every time she does that, you take damage. And what I didn't realize at first, I learned later on in the battle, is if you just run right towards her when she activates that, you will not take nearly as much damage. If you keep trying to run away from it, then you keep taking damage like over and over and over again. So you learn little things as long as you're paying attention during these battles. And here I'm trying to dodge fireballs, which you can see is like impossible. Those things just take you out so quickly. So yeah, but this was just, like I said, very gratifying fight. This was the end here. I did kind of have to come up here and cheese it a little bit. I had to pop up on top of the hill. If you come back far enough, it will auto-revive your teammates once you get far enough away. And then eventually, you see right here, they're not smart enough to come after me, even though I have them set on follow. It's like they just stay there and get fireballed. So I'm going to come back up here and hide, and I'm eventually going to have to order them to come up on top of the hill. You see there, finally, Solas has figured it out a little bit, but I'm going to bring everybody up here, kind of this little hidey hole, and see if we can get everybody healed up. Unfortunately, at this point, I am out of potions, so I'm starting to freak out because I've got the dragon down to about a third of her health, and it's like I have one potion left, I think, at this point, and I think I end up giving it to Blackwall because he's just a ridiculously good tank. So I figured as long as I could give him enough health to get down there and get his guard on, he could probably hold the dragon off for long enough for us to do some more DPS to it, and maybe for Vivienne to try to heal us with one of her barriers. And then you can see here the dragon's just like, yeah, okay, you want to go hide up there? Yeah, I'm just going to bombard you with fireballs over and over and over again. She's like, yeah, let's just do Hadouken here. It's like those players in Street Fighter 2 when they just pin you in a corner and Ryu would just freaking spam his Hadouken, or Ken would spam his Hadouken. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to stand here and keep blasting you with fireballs so you can't move. So I eventually kind of figure out a little bit of a way to dodge them here. You kind of have to go, and it's like you're running away from an alligator. You have to go in like a staggered zigzag pattern, and then it's like she's going to aim at where you're going to, and then it's a little bit easier to get away from it. And so at this point, there's a couple dragonlings. One of the annoying things when you get towards the end of this battle, she is going to start throwing all these dragonlings at you, and they die pretty quick. I think they're not quite as high level as she is. But if you don't take care of them, they will just swarm you and you'll die. And that's one of the things. It's like taking out mobs in most boss fights. You have to take, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. If you don't take out those mobs quickly, they're going to basically whittle you down. So I did have a jar of bees. I think I tossed that out there and kind of helped with that. I also do have the Mark of the Inquisitor, the specialized attack now. I've unlocked that, so I was able to use that and get a little bit more damage. And then there's that freaking flamethrower attack again. That is just BS. But it's like, this is, like I said, this is a good boss fight. So many games these days have just these watered down bullet sponge bosses. I'm not going to say which, particular games. I think you guys will figure that one out. But it's nice to see a boss that you actually have to learn some mechanics to fight. You actually have to know a little bit of how to do it. You can't just go up to it and continually shoot your attacks at it and hope you're going to kill it. They go through little phases here. And like I said, it's very gratifying to fight a boss like this where the boss has actually got a fighting chance. And the boss can, at any point in the fight, just say, hey, guess what? Screw you. I'm wiping your team. I know that can be really, really frustrating at times, but this was, like I said, a really fun, frustrating, intense sort of experience. So definitely really a lot of fun here. So you can see here we're getting her down. We got her. We're whittling her away slowly. You can target her legs and also her head. I think if you shoot her, damage her legs enough, she'll fall down, and then you can shoot her in the head. You get a little bit more damage. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out a lot of the nuances of the game, like the targeting. And I know you can hold down R3 and it will target directly, but I miss a few arrows here. But I'm just trying to focus on. At this point, I was trying to focus on staying alive. You can see there, like, 3 of our party members have like no health, and then Blackwall's got his guard up, but he's pretty low. And at this point, I've been out of potions for the last few minutes, so there's really not much I have left. I think I have a fire tonic to give myself a little bit more fire resistance, and that's another thing you can do to help out a little bit with those fireballs. Is you can do you can make a fire resistance tonic there. You can buy recipes for those in some of the cities and from some of the vendors, and that's one of the things I'm learning as I'm playing through the games. You do have to keep up with your crafting as you're going through, because you can make yourself better weapons. You can make yourself better gear as you're going. And I think right here we get the kill shot, and down she goes. So we got it. And then it's funny because I'm kind of like, okay, I did it. I beat it. So everybody's kind of chilling out. We stopped. And then it's funny because no one has any health. And there's actually one little dragonling still alive over here. And you can see him. He'll shoot a fireball at me. I'm starting to collect the loot, and it's like, I did power up my health, but there was one more dragon. See, there he is. And I was like, oh, crap. So the good thing he didn't see us ahead of time, or he could have killed a couple of us there since we were at such low health. So now I'm going to kind of go around and collect all of the loot. Blackwall's trying to taunt. Apparently there's another dragonling hiding up on the hill up there. But you see here, you do get a ton of materials, which is the good thing about, even though those little dragonlings are annoying when they attack you, you do get quite a bit of crafting material, which is pretty good because you can use the stuff they drop actually does help out your weapons and armor. It lets you have a little bit higher damage and defense values on them. So it definitely was nice to get all this crafting material. I'm going to have to take that to Skyhold and see if I can make anything cool with it. And now the great thing is, too, the dragon is gone, so you can kind of explore this area a little bit more freely. There's quite a few different areas. If you go back to the original area where you first saw the dragon, there's an ocularum there, and you can find 4 more shards. But if you go back off to you can kind of see over to the right side, there's those burning structures. That's like a dock area. There's a ton of crafting materials down there on a boat you can pick up, and you can kind of just run around this area. There's a red lyrium mine also around here. Where you can find things as well. So lots of stuff there to explore after you kill the dragon. It lets you kind of open that up a little bit. You don't have to worry about becoming barbecue from her fireballs, which, like I said, it was really hilarious the first time I came into this area. I saw the dragon. I was like, oh my god, there's a freaking dragon. That's so cool. And then like she flew overhead and firebombed me, and I was dead. I was like a level 5. I was like dead in 2 seconds. So And here you can see I did find the loot. It actually, like I said, it drops where you stand, around where you're standing when you actually kill the dragon. So you can see there, it's a big dragon skull, which is pretty cool. And then you go up to it and you'll be able to loot it and see what you get. So you can see we get quite a few cool items here. We get quite a few purples and some really good crafting material as well. So overall, very much worth it. It was very satisfying to kill this dragon, and we did get a pretty good amount of loot. So overall, I was very happy, and this was a really cool experience. I'm looking forward to doing this more often. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video despite my kind of lackluster gameplay and tactical view use there. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time.